Okay guys, so as you can tell, this video is going to be how you can unblock your fallopian tubes naturally. So I went for HSG in August of 2014, and I was told by the technician that my fallopian tubes were blocked at the ovaries, which is one of the most severe conditions where you can have a blockage, because it's really hard to unblock it that way. Even if you do the lap surgery, you still have the risk of damaging the fibula. So yeah, that was very traumatic, and that was a very hard thing to hear and accept, especially for someone, you know, in their early or late 20s. Like, even if you're not in your early or late 20s, it's still something very traumatic to hear, period. So from what I'm aware of, there's three kind of blockages. You can have one blockage in the uterus, or you can have a blockage that starts where the tubes begin, or at the ovaries where my blockage was located. So I was told that I would never be able to have a child naturally, and that my only option would be IVF. So I decided to actually look online and be proactive in my own care and see what I could find out there. So when I got home and when I was told about the results, I was like devastated. I was like crying for 2 hours. Then I decided to relax. You can do this. You can find a natural way to open up your tubes naturally, and that's exactly what I did. So the first thing I did was I looked on the internet, and there was very little to no information. The only information that was really out there was therapy like Clear Passage, I think, which is located in Florida, and you would have to go there for a couple of weeks where they would do some kind of homeopathic therapy on you. And then there was another option called the lap surgery, which is where they would use a little incision, and they would open your fallopian tubes that way. Now, I decided that I didn't want to do the lap surgery, as I explained earlier, because I didn't want anything to damage my fibula, and also because it's just not something that I felt comfortable with, or something that I really wanted to do. I just really didn't agree with such an invasive procedure, just not for me. For everybody else, that may be something that's okay, but for me, it's just not something that I really wanted to do. So with all that being said, I decided to look up things on YouTube, and there wasn't really that much out there on YouTube, to be honest. And then I came across something online which was talking about an enzyme, and it's an enzyme from the gut of a silkworm, and the enzyme actually breaks down adhesions, and it breaks down scar tissue. So, which is great, because I was told that I had scar tissue, and it actually eats away at fluid as well. Like, some people have fluid in the tubes, all different kind of, whatever your scenario is, this enzyme is for you. It could definitely help. So without further ado, I decided to go for the enzyme serrepaptase, and I was taking the 120,000 unit. Now, it says to only take one a day, but I was actually taking about three or four a day. I was just like, I want to get these tubes open. I don't care how many I have to take, but I started out with taking one a day, and then I gradually started taking 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. Sometimes I even did 6. And I was on these enzymes for about 7 months. When I was taking these for about 7 months. So I was taking this, and then I was also taking a Chinese tea. And there's 2. You have to take 2 of these Chinese tea combined, and I honestly don't know where the other bottle is. It's somewhere in my house, but so I was taking these 2 Chinese teas. You're supposed to take them 3 times a day. So at first I only took it 1 time a day, because I wanted to, like I said, gradually get myself up there to see if it worked well with my body. And I enjoyed it. I had no complaints. So I was taking this once a day. Then I started taking this 3 times a day. But I do have to advise you that you're not supposed to take this after ovulation. If you're still trying to conceive when you're taking this stuff, do not take it after ovulation, because it can cause the uterus to contract, which can cause miscarriage. So just be mindful of that. And it was really hard trying to find any information out there about these teas, because there was a study done in China that women was able to take this tea for 10 days and their tubes were open in 10 days within taking the tea. So, you know, just be cautious when you're taking this. I was also taking a tincture called Dong Quai. I honestly don't have that on me right now, but I was taking that, and I would take it every day. Once I hit ovulation, I stopped taking it because that can also cause uterus contractions as well, which can cause a miscarriage. I also did not take it on when I was on my period, because that can increase blood flow, so I didn't want to take that. I also found out about another supplement called Wobenzyme, if I'm saying that correctly. This is another enzyme. So I was actually taking these both together. So you're supposed to take these 3 times a day. And I think I started taking about 6 of these. Now I took this within my last month. I was on everything else for about 7 months, but this, I was only on this for about a month. So I was taking this 3 to 6 times a day. You're supposed to take this 3 times a day without any food. You're supposed to take this as well on an empty stomach without any food. Now, majority of women on Baby Center, which is a site that I'm on, you should definitely check it out. This forum is amazing. Majority of women took this by themselves and they were able to get pregnant and open up their tubes with just this alone. I've never heard any cases like that with the Wobenzyme by itself, but like I said, I'm not too sure. I've just never heard of anything where women have successfully opened their tubes with this by itself. But a lot of women have combined this. I also was doing castor oil packs, and what I would do was take a wool flannel and I would soak it and saturate it in castor oil, and then I would put it over my abdominal area. Let me see. So I knew exactly where my blockage was, so I would put it like right over here, like where the ovaries was, where my blockage was, and I would like massage it like on a at least 3 to 4 times a week. So I would place the castor oil on my abdominal region, place a plastic bag over it, place my heating cap over it, and then once I did that, I let it sit for at least 35 to 40 minutes, sometimes an hour. Usually it was, majority of the time it was about an hour. I would let it sit on there. Once I was finished with that, I would massage the area where my ovaries was at. And no, I did not get any specific instructions on how to massage myself properly. I just used my intuition that God had gave me and God led me to. I just followed my intuition and I focused on where I knew my blockage was, and I gave that area a lot of attention. And if you're not that in tune with yourself and you don't have perfect intuition, there are definitely DVDs out there that you could look up, and it would definitely be able to show you how to massage yourself after you do a castor oil treatment. So definitely look into that. So I did that as well. And I think those are about all the remedies that I did. Now, mind you, I was on this stuff for about 7 months. Most of the women on the Baby Center site that I'm on, they were only on this stuff for about at least 3 to 4 weeks, and that was no castor oil, really just the enzyme, this enzyme alone. And they were able to they either got pregnant before going back for another HSG, yay, or they went back and they found out their tubes were open. The only reason why I decided to stick with it for 7 months is because my case was more severe. My blockage was at the ovaries, and that is a more severe blockage. So honestly, I didn't want to rush my body into going back for another HSG, which is very painful and traumatic, to only hear that my tubes are still blocked. Now, majority of the women who went back within 3 to 4 weeks, or some women went back within 4 weeks. I think I'm the longest case that someone's went back within 7 months. But the women that did go back, their tubes are open. Some ladies had both tubes open, some ladies only had one tube open. I wanted both open, so I was like, I'm not gonna rush my body. I'm really just gonna take my time with this, and I'm gonna give myself like all the attention that I need. I'm not gonna rush myself. I'm just not. And that's why it took so long. So I went back for another HSG, and they were like so surprised that I came back. They're like, what are you doing back here? So I told them, like, you know, I've been taking some natural supplements and I just want to see if it works for me. And when I went back to my fertility specialist, and I asked her for another referral to go get another HSG, she kind of looked at me as if I had 5 heads. And she was like, so why do you want another to go back again? And I was like, well, because, you know, I'm trying these natural supplements, and I know that you don't think that it's going to work, but I think it's going to work. So I just really want to go back and see if it works. And which I was really surprised, because I usually don't like say anything, like stand up for myself or whatever. So it was really surprising that I had the energy to be like, I don't care what you think, I'm gonna go back anyway, and just give me the damn referral. So she gave it to me. I went back, and the technician, he was like, so you're back again? I was like, yeah. And he was really nice, and then bam, both my tubes were open. And I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? I kept asking him a million times, and he was like, yeah, look. And you saw the dye, you saw the spillage come out. And now I will say, on the left side, it was definitely a slower spillage, but on the right side, it was just like whoosh, it just so much came out. But either way, like, I was so happy, and I was so grateful, you know. I was just so grateful, and I was happy because you know, I told God, I said, listen, I want to go back and be a success story to, you know, my fertility specialist and to these people, and to show them that the lap is not the only option. IVF is not the only option. There are natural options out there, and I wanted that satisfaction, you know. I wanted to be able to do that, and not just say, here, you're wrong, but to say there's ways that you can give other people hope besides telling them, you know, that like IVF is their only option, so, or the lap surgery. So I was really happy about that. So yeah, so to find out that both of those tubes were open it was beautiful. It was amazing. I mean, when I went for my first HSG, it was horribly painful. I mean, horribly painful. And then when I went back for my second one, it was still painful, but it wasn't as horrible. And I don't know if because I put myself in that mindset that I'm, you know, you can do this. I don't know what it was, but I just know it was a better experience than the first time. Sorry, my butt's hurting on this chair. but basically, yeah, that's pretty much everything. I just wanted to come to you guys to let you know that you can open your tubes naturally. And when I was searching, I could not find any information out there. I couldn't find really anything on YouTube, besides people who wanted to charge you $900 for some kind of starter package. I couldn't find anything. I couldn't really find too much on the internet, but I was able to come across some stuff on the internet. And I just want to let you know that it worked. And if it worked for me, I'm pretty sure that it could work for anybody. So just wanted to come and let you guys know the good news. Oh, so I went to go see another a naturopath, and she had gave me some of this kind of stuff. It's like some, like, her special concoction. I honestly didn't take it, only because I felt like within my intuition that I felt that everything that I was doing was helping. And no offense, but I didn't think she really knew what she was doing. So I decided to just stick with my own stuff. And I took this tea about once or twice. It has a lot of good stuff in here. So if there's anyone who cannot afford to go to a naturopath and you want to be able to heal yourself naturally, you're interested in trying this, let me know. I can send this stuff to you guys, your P.O. box, whatever, if you want to give this a try. I also did take zinc. I know that zinc did help me. I did feel a lot of activity in the abdominal area with the zinc. If you take any of this stuff, you will feel activity in the abdominal area like right away. So that's it. I just wanted to come and tell you guys my good news. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. And I will put a link below of everything that I used. So if you have any questions or anything, just let me know. Alright guys, bye.